my name is James Lama. I'm part of PwC's Global Analytics Leadership team. As Alex mentioned, we're going to explore using Excel as a tool for analysis and problem solving. Maybe you're just starting out with Excel, or perhaps you're a statistician or a mathematician and work with SAS, Python, or MATLAB. Or you're extracting insights using Azure, AWS, Vertica, or Aster. Or maybe you're building a financial model from scratch. At some point, you'll turn to Excel to help you and your team make better decisions. What we want to do over this course is to set a foundation that will help you use Excel more effectively, and to do so in a way that makes you a pleasure to work with. Let's start with a few principles that we encourage you to keep in mind throughout this course and your ongoing work with Excel. We like to say that effective work in Excel should always include a bias towards elegant simplicity. To achieve this, we need to keep in mind the following 5 concepts. Simplicity, that building data sets and analysis tools as simply as possible decreases the chance of errors and allows those unfamiliar with the model to easily understand scenarios and results. Traceability, so that those who do not help build your model will be able to understand where the data is coming from with easily traceable dependence and precedence. Consistency, make sure that all the data is in the same denomination, for example, formatting, those kinds of things, so that it makes the overall model easier to understand. Adaptability, that allows for quick and accurate changes to assumptions and variables without significant retooling of formulas. And finally, ease of use. By creating well thought out and documented models, you facilitate the use of the tools you've built and allow for transfer of ownership without the need for a steep learning curve. To help us achieve this elegant simplicity, we have a set of guiding principles that I think you'll find useful. By the way, a reading assignment will be available in your course materials that gives greater detail, but here's a quick overview. Principle 1. Remember that Excel is a deliverable used to communicate your findings. I call it being client ready. Take the time to lay out your thought process and analysis. Simple things like headers, sources, and footnotes will help you focus your analysis. Second, begin with the end in mind. The few minutes you take outlining your analysis and creating a storyboard can greatly enhance your work and its impact. Third, start with a template. The chances are you're doing a lot of the same simple tasks over and over, removing grid lines, placing and formatting headers, setting up print areas, footers, headers, those kinds of things. More advanced users may have developed an NPV model or some other tool. Why not create a template once and give yourself a jump start for your next assignment? Fourth, separate the data. Each data table you work with or have downloaded should go in its own separate worksheet. The rest of your analysis simply takes advantage of Excel's powerful functions and formulas to extract just what you need when you need it. Number 5, highlight and limit any hard coding. Whenever possible, utilize formulas. In fact, one of the most powerful features of Excel are its formulas and functions, and we will show you some of our favorites in this course. But if you do need to enter a hard number, an assumption about growth rates, for example, shade your inputs a distinct color to make them stand out. Now, my favorite color is blue, so chances are if you get a workbook from me, you'll see lots of blue. Number 6, for large, complex formulas, think about breaking it down. There's no need in Excel to solve an entire problem with one formula. In fact, if you take the time and space to build up your own analysis, you will often get to a better result. Number 7, once your work is done, do a thorough review. It's not uncommon for errors to occur, but they can be minimized by double-checking your work. One useful technique is to calculate an important number in 2 different ways to make sure your analysis is correct. Principle 8, ask for help or look online. If you find something is taking too long to complete, chances are there is a better way. Seek out the Excel gurus in your network or office, or search for a thread. There's likely a blog or a video out there that will help you quickly figure out the syntax for a formula or help you construct your analysis. Finally, our 9th principle, use the keyboard. We like to encourage our analysts to throw out the mouse and use shortcuts. There are dozens of keyboard shortcuts. Taking the time to learn them now will dramatically reduce the time it takes for you to work in Excel. We'll share some of those in the materials for this course. That was a high-level overview of the principles, but you're going to see it all in detail in the reading assignment. Make sure you take the time to read through the information. You may find it helpful to download the reading for future reference. So that's our introduction to some basic concepts to keep in mind as you learn about and begin to work with Excel. I'll be back at the beginning of each week to help start you off. I'll then hand you off to one of my colleagues who'll give you detailed instructions and a chance to practice what you've learned. Thanks for joining us.